Do you agree that Sakamoto Days has one of the worst stories in anime today? Sakamoto Days is one of the hottest action comedy manga right now, blending stylish fights, quirky humor, and a badass protagonist. But does it actually tell a good story? Or is it just an excuse for nonstop action? Today, we're breaking down why Sakamoto Days struggles in storytelling, covering its weak plot, lack of character growth, and pacing problems. Let's get into it. What makes a good story in anime? I have no clue anymore because every anime seems like it has the same story, but let's continue. Before we dive into Sakamoto Days, let's quickly define what makes a great story. A strong narrative needs a compelling plot. A good story should feel meaningful, with real stakes and progression. Well-developed characters. Characters should grow or change in ways that matter. Engaging themes. Great stories explore deeper ideas, emotions, or philosophies. Good pacing. A story should balance action, dialogue, and world building effectively. First problem is that Sakamoto Days has a repetitive and weak plot. Sakamoto Days starts with a cool premise: a retired hitman forced back into action. Sounds great, right? But the problem is, the plot never really goes anywhere. Every arc follows the same pattern. New enemy appears, wants to kill Sakamoto. Big fight happens. Enemy either dies or becomes an ally. Rinse and repeat. Well, this formula works for a while, but over time, it starts feeling shallow. There's no real tension because we know Sakamoto will win. The story lacks high stakes. No character is ever in serious danger, and nothing meaningful seems to change. Problem number 2 is that Sakamoto Days characters don't evolve. Let's talk characters. Sakamoto is fun, but is he interesting? Not really. He's a retired hitman, sure, but does he grow as a person? I don't even know why I ask that. Nope. He starts strong and stays strong, which makes his journey less engaging. Shin, his mind-reading sidekick, had potential, but does he get significant development? Not much. The supporting characters are quirky and entertaining, but they don't have deep arcs or emotional moments that make us care. But the reading mind superpower he has cool, and also he can box a little bit as well. A great action manga isn't just about fights, it's about how those fights change the characters. And Sakamoto Days doesn't deliver in that aspect. Problem number 3, fast-paced but shallow storytelling. Sakamoto Days moves at a breakneck speed, which makes it exciting, but also exhausting. There's almost no breathing room between action scenes, so the world and characters don't get time to develop. Compare this to something like Jujutsu Kaisen, which balances its fights with emotional moments, or One Piece, which takes time to explore its world. This anime doesn't compare. To the god of all anime JJK, yes, I said it JJK. Sakamoto Days rarely slows down, which makes it feel like it's just rushing to the next fight without real depth. Now, here's the real question. Does Sakamoto Days need a great story to make it better? Some manga focus purely on fun action and humor, and that's totally fine. If you just want flashy, high-energy fights, this series delivers. The action choreography is insanely good, and the comedy works well in a lot of scenes. But if you're looking for deep storytelling, Sakamoto Days just doesn't offer that. To be fair, Honsulti, Sakamoto Days isn't bad. It just isn't great at storytelling. Here's what it does do well. Fantastic action scenes. The choreography and panel layouts are top tier, fun, lighthearted tone. It doesn't take itself too seriously, making it an easy read. Creative assassins and fights. The characters may not be deep, but they are entertaining. If you're here for a turn-your-brain-off action manga, Sakamoto Days is awesome. But if you're looking for deep storytelling, complex characters, or serious world building, you won't find much here. So, should you read Sakamoto Days? Here's my final take. If you love fast-paced action and comedy, go for it. If you prefer deep storytelling and emotional arcs, you might be disappointed. Overall, Sakamoto Days is fun but shallow. What do you think? Am I being too harsh, or do you agree? Let's debate in the comments.